So here we are at yet again another season's end of Overlord, and I must say that Season 3 definitely brought on the splat. First and foremost, I would like to say that unlike my Season 2 review that I did earlier this year, this time around I decided to do a comparison between the light novel and the anime. Starting with the prologue of Volume 7, I can honestly say that Season 3 handled it pretty damn well. And while the scenes that were missing from it weren't really that big of a deal, I have to say that I would have loved to have seen Albeda's expression when she was trying to get the subordinate monsters lined up before the honors actually took place. I was also really surprised to find out that Volume 8 took place before the main story of Volume 7, but I can't say that I disliked it. I actually really enjoyed getting to see more of Henry and Nifty first, as well as the side story, and I was really happy to finally see them get together as a couple. Now, breaking into the main story of Volume 7, Invitation to Death, starting from Episode 6, it's pretty damn obvious that some things were done differently, am I right? For one, the hotel scene from the light novel where Ainz and Nabe are sitting down and discussing things was not even present, but to be honest, that scene and the monologue that was in it wasn't anything important enough that if it went missing would have caused trouble for the plot or future developments later on in the story. It was mainly just small talk between Ainz and Nabe about the hotel's drinks, and then discussing how long it would take to reach the Empire. But there is one thing that I'm sincerely disappointed in, and that is the lack of information that was provided when it came to introducing Hecarim and his team. Because there was a lot of information, and I do mean a lot of information missing about Archer's family's debt. That information really needed to be there so that the anime-onlys would further understand why Archer's family was even in debt to begin with, and why she was looking so forward to the succession of the raid on Ainz's tomb. The way the anime handled it gave us no explanation whatsoever. There was only one scene where Hecarim is talking to Archer, saying that he'd be glad to go meet her father to straighten things out. But other than that, there was no explanation given as to why he felt he needed to do so. But other than this, when it came to the actual invasion itself and the scenes that took place in it, I was very satisfied. Now, moving on into Volume 9, when it came to its prologue, I'd have to say that the monologue was almost entirely accurate. And the reason I say almost is because there is a part of the conversation between Jarv and his henchmen, after they returned to the Empire from visiting Ainz's tomb, that if it had been present in the anime, would have provided more information for the anime-onlys as to what Jarv's intentions against Ainz were going to be. Now, Chapter 2, on the other hand, the monologue was entirely accurate. There was only one scene toward the end of Episode 10 that had me somewhat confused, because in the light novel, the discussion between Gazef and Brain about Shaltir actually takes place once they reach the top of the wall overlooking the Katsei Plains. However, in the anime, it takes place before they reach the top of the wall. Now, Chapter 3, on the other hand, which starts Episode 11, when it came to Barbo's intentions to use the people of Carne Village against Ainz as negotiation tools, that monologue there was cut short. There's a huge chunk of it missing. However, everything after that, in Part 2 where Henry and Nifty are alone in the cabin together, I thought was very well done. I only wish that it had included the inner monologue from Henry concerning her and Nifty's relationship together. Now, I could go further into what this inner monologue is, but I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Those of you who have already read Volume 9 know which inner monologue I'm referencing to. It's a very small line, but I feel that if it had been present in the anime, it would have had a huge impact in that scene. But other than this, everything after that up until the final episode of Season 3 was very well executed. I really enjoyed it. Final thoughts in regards to Season 3. I'd have to say, in my honest opinion, Season 3 has been the best so far ever since the beginning of Season 1 started. In terms of action, the scenes that were chosen and how they were executed were very well done. And who could forget about Hamusuke bringing on the splat, am I right? The only thing is, I feel some might feel that it's a little bit rushed due to some parts missing, but in all regard to how 7 through 9 were adapted from the light novel into the anime, I'd have to say that the anime is still well within the 89 to 90 percentile range. So you should have no problem keeping up with the story and enjoying Season 3 if you haven't watched it yet. My only other disappointment is that the 3 new characters that had a brief appearance toward the beginning of Season 2 didn't even come back this season for a follow-up. But who knows, perhaps if we get a season 4, we'll get to see those characters once again. But from what I've read so far, Maruyama is supposed to be going on hiatus now for a little bit now that season 3 has been completed. But if I do find out any decent news on a season 4, I'll be sure to let you guys know about it. And this is going to conclude my review of season 3 of the Overlord series. I hope you all have enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like. And also, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments on Overlord season 3. I'm interested to know. And until next time, I'm Kei of Deity. Catch you in the next review. 許し合うその人は